per usual. And okay. Hello, how are ya? I think I'm still crooked, but I got a different phone stand here I was going to try out, so. Okay. Welcome to another Technique Tuesday. I don't know if I like this stand yet. Afraid if I jack around with it too much, we're not going to have a phone stand left. So, anyway, we've got at least 4 projects that I already have ready to go. But let me back up. Let's get you caught up here. So, okay. This is a project I have ready for us to do the steps with. So, oh shoot, I did not get the, oh, do I really need this ready? I thought Courtney got it ready for me, but she didn't. I'm not gonna mess with it. Maybe we'll have her come get that ready for me. But anyway, this is a little board. Obviously, I have put, I don't know why that's doing something on my, have I muted this? Am I muted? Can you guys hear me? Hey, Michelle. It's flashing something at me that, okay, well, why is that flashing at me? Oh, the volume, but, okay. All right, maybe that's better, maybe it's not. Okay, little board, painted white, picket fence by Fusion. And then, okay, thank you, Michelle. It's still flashing at me. I don't know. Anywho, I'm gonna try to ignore it. Obviously, I put some transfers on it. And when you have transfers on it, I mean, you've always got to seal your transfers anyway, but especially when you're gonna put a crackle medium on it, you need to seal it before you do the crackle medium. So I'm pretty sure I sealed this yesterday. I think I did. So I've sealed this with Fusion Tough Coat and Matte. Hello, Anna. And then we're ready to start in with our crackle. So Classic Crackle is what we're doing today. So let me try to move this down again. Maybe a little more. Okay. Hopefully that's good. All right. So this is Pentart's Classic Crackle Varnish. And we are ready for component 1. It's very thick, like, it's almost like trying to spread Elmer's glue. So that is our first coat here, component 1 here. I'm gonna try to put it on pretty thick, fairly thickish, which is gonna take a while to dry, but in the meantime, we will play with the ones that I have prepared. Maybe. Because the other ones that I did last night, they're so tiny and fine. So I thought, well, we will do these thicker and see how it turns out. Or do this one thicker anyway. And sorry if I'm missing comments, because if I don't catch them on my phone, I don't have them on my laptop. Not yet anyway, and I didn't want to take time to get it going. Like I said, I thought Courtney had set it up for me, and she didn't, and I was running behind. So imagine that. I just got so excited. There's so many things I want to show you when I start doing these things that it just, I just start dragging out way too much stuff. And it all takes time. Okay. So we have slathered on a lot here, or quite a bit. And I'm sure I don't have it uniform everywhere, but so where it's thinner, we'll probably have less crackling. But let's dry it a little bit so that I can move it away without ruining it. Have you any idea why that's flashing at me at the top of the screen? Hey, Debbie. Thank you, Michelle. I love my little tea cart too.
Because It's on the button.
Oh, can you scoot it over so I don't screw it up? Hey, Carla. Courtney got my iPad going, or my laptop going for me now. Thank you, Courtney. Apparently, I have my my phone stand is touching my volume button, is why it's.
You closed it on the volume button.
Huh?
You closed it on the volume button.
Closed
Still
it?
doing it?
Nope. Thank you.
No, when you put it in there, it's closed on the volume button.
Okay. So, when I did these last night, welcome to live chat. Remember to go to privacy, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Anyway, I did these last night and let them dry on their own, and they crackled on their own just fine. So that's like the first time I've ever let anything, I think any of my crackles dry on their own. And it seems like this actually dries faster than the fine line crackle does. Okay, that's good enough to let it get out of the way, I think. Or for me to move it. Let's hope I don't put my foot in it. Okay, so we got that out of the way. And then we're going to pretend that this is the same one. We're going to dry it a little bit more. This one actually has step 1 on it. I just did it right before we started. Well, maybe 20 minutes ago. So it's ready for step 2. Or component 2, I should say. Yeah. Classic Crackle Varnish Component 2. And it's much thinner. Much easier to work with. Same thing, we just want to cover it all. Now, of course, I wasn't gonna tell on myself, but I just can't help myself. I came in here to see if this one had crackled. This one was the only one that had not crackled. So, I'm thinking that I didn't, either didn't put second step on it or who knows what. So, this is actually the second time I'm putting stuff on this or actually doing it right. So, this one, who knows, may not even turn out because I might not have done the right steps. Or it may have 2 of 1 step and who knows. But anyway, I started with step 1 and step 2 again, but just ignore that part. But for some reason, I'm always way too honest and always have to tell all of my faux pas. But just trying to get any excess I had rolling off the edges there. And we're going to go ahead and dry this. Okay. I see it crackling already. So yeah, clearly I think I must not have put step 2 on it. But I wasn't sure what I had done, so I just decided to put step 1 on again and then step 2 just to be sure. Because that kind of happens with me when I start batch working. It's like, I thought I had done them all, but I must have just skipped one in my hurry to be done last night. So I'm sure you guys can't tell, and it might be done already, but I don't know if I can get the right light. If you can tell those tiny little, these are much smaller than the fine line crackle from last week. There's a good little, to me it looks like little crocodile crackles or like antique vintage varnish, how it can crackle. So let's dry it a little bit more. So I don't think we've got it crackled everywhere yet, but Okay. And I think I'll set that aside to cool off some. But yeah, I think you can tell when the light hits that right. And maybe you can't. But there, I think is a pretty good representation of it. But we will accentuate here, but let's pick up a different one that is cool and ready to go. I feel so organized today. Okay. Let's go with a whitish, I think, on this one. Now, obviously, I painted this, did I write it down? Well, okay, I can't believe that. I guess I painted that blue whale. That cannot be right. This has to be, Newell, that is green. I painted it Newell, and then I put these transfers on, and I did a stencil in white, and I thought that was too white. It didn't go with it, so I put some of Fusion's Antiquing glaze on to brown it down, and ended up putting that over the whole thing. And then I sealed it with Fusion Tough Coat, and then I did the 2 components of the crackle, and that's where we're at on here. So we could go with white, or we could go with brown on here, but let's go with the white, I guess. Or we could do half and half. You guys tell me. I'm going to do white at least on this half, and if you guys want me to do the other half a different way, let me know. But yeah, I'm going to use wax, I think, at least on this half. Otherwise, we could do umber paste on the other half, or Bronze Age wax on the other half. Either way. Although, yeah, I don't see my umber paste. And it's got to still be out, but I don't see it handy. But umber paste is my favorite thing to use on here for accentuating cracks. Okay. I don't see any more comment. Oh, shoot. And of course I hit something stupid. Okay, I'm back. All right, so I'm just gonna put some wax on. This is White Pearl. I can't remember if we liked it last week or not, but so I'm just wanting to get it down in the cracks and accentuate. And unlike last week, we do not have to seal this. The fine line had to have its own solvent-based sealer. Classic Crackle does not necessarily have to be sealed. Now, if I was doing this on furniture, I would still probably seal it, but this is not furniture, so it does not have to. This was White Pearl. Huh? I just ordered it? Okay. Well, apparently we don't have White Pearl in stock, so. Okay. But there is what it looks like with some White Pearl on it. Just on that one little strip. I think I'll do a little bit more. Well, actually, let's do one. Do we have... I don't think we had this one either. What about Old White? I don't think we had it either last week. Okay. What about Polaris? I know we have Polaris, but I don't know what Polaris would look like on here. Let's try that. It's kind of in the white family too. I love it for so many things. It's sparkly. I don't know if it'll really do too much, honestly. but just since we got a darker, not that it's dark, but this is Polaris. Just getting it pushed down into the cracks. And wiping off the excess on top. I don't know if you can see that one a little bit. I don't feel like that's showing up very good on screen. Ooh, I should have left it without doing any on the side. That would have been that would have showed you a little something else. Okay, let's I think let's do some Bronze Age. And some aged brass, maybe. Okay, Bronze Age now. No, it's Bronze Age and aged brass are both some of my favorites. Actually, I may just finish with the Bronze Age, just so you get a better look. I'm afraid these little strips aren't giving you a whole lot to look at. Huh? Yeah. Really? Yeah, it would have been my last order. Vintage Soul. Well, that doesn't show up like I thought it would. It looks really good on the words. Definitely gives it an overall vintage look. I love it on the white. Okay, and this is why I say it needs to be on a lighter colored background for it to show up. So that is why. Oh, well, that's just dandy. I just got a paper towel in that one that's wet over there, but okay. Let's see, this one we still have to put step 2 on, don't we? I'm thinking maybe a navy wax in the cracks on this one. Or it could be peacock. Or we could do a mixture. I thought I would try to dry it a little bit so we could get step 2 on there. Okay, since we got other ones to play with, I'm going to set this aside because it's still a little milky in areas. I'll set it back down in front of my fan to dry a wee bit more. Okay, so we do have this one that is already crackled. Yeah, you can see the crackle on that. So, any requests on this one? I'm thinking we could do gold, we could do white, we could do aged brass, we could do a dark blue, we could do a green, we could do half and half, but nobody's said anything before, so I might as well keep going so that you're not just sitting there waiting on dead air. So, maybe we'll do this green. This Ursula. I think we used it last week. Howdy, Sharita. You still like it? I like the darker waxes with Crackle. Okay, well, good. It does show up. I feel like you guys probably can't see it as well. I can see it here, but I hope it shows up in photos. Okay, I'm going to use some of this, what is it, Ursa? Ursa Green over here. Let's see what happens. Like I said, and I can show, if you want me to, I can grab one of our fine line Crackle victims from last week if you want to see a comparison kind of the different Crackle look between fine line and classic. Okay. Definitely accentuated the, oh good, Debbie was just gonna suggest the green. So there is green on part of it. I don't know if you can really tell it's green, but it definitely I'm gonna go with a little bit more of the green on there. Just to, like I said, just so we have more to look at here. I really probably didn't need that much. Kind of want to see some of it in that flower too. Yeah, I got way more than I needed. And I do have some with a white background yet too. Well, just one maybe. That I think, and actually I think I have to finish it because I got to thinking these really aren't the whitest background to showcase the Crackle that well. Okay. So there you can kind of see the line there, and this side is got the Crackle accentuated with our wax. Okay, so did anybody say what to do the other side? No. So we're gonna go with what I want to do then, and I guess that's gonna be the, is it old denim I think I got out? Yes, old denim. Now that is on there more than I want to stay on there, so I'm going to take a cleaning wipe and try to wipe that back some. You know, I kind of like it. And I bet we could take solvent. Oh, I don't know. If we did the solvent on there, it would probably take off our crackles too. So, but since that's so colorful, that makes me want to try some other colors too. Let's see, is that one not metallic? Or is it? Oh, it is metallic. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. I want to try some sea glass on there too. maybe in just a section. Well, that's pretty too. I like it when we just play. I should have played with it more intentionally though. Kind of mix and blur these together a little bit. And then I think we could get one more color down here would be pretty. What would be a pretty color? Well, how about this? Honey. I gotta say, I love this. Might not be my pick of colors if I was thinking it through, but I think it's a whole different something to play with. And small sections. Because, well, and this could probably be drier. It feels like it's wanting to grab, so I think that's really pretty with the colors blended together there. I'm not as wild about this side now. I'm really digging the colors here. Yes, that was honey. Love that sea glass. I do too. It's a close second to peacock for me. Okay, I love that. That was fun. Okay, what else we got? We've really just got this one that's done. Oh, and our other one is almost done down there. We got a few more we can play with. Okay, this one I'm thinking I'm probably gonna do rich copper. And I'll probably just do it on the whole thing. And I don't know how it's gonna look. I really don't know. Which I never know, but get my paper towel ready. I do have a record over here that's really, really wet with the first coat on. Actually, maybe I should put that in front of the fan, swap this out. Let's put our second coat on this so it can dry. We've got this one with a white background too that is, it could have both steps put on it if we got that far and wanted to keep playing. Oh, hey, boo, hey. What's crappin', Robbie? Sorry, I don't know where that came from. Yes, I do. That's from Joe Dirt. Sorry. Anyway. Okay, let's put our second, let's see. Oops, that's first. Decoupage varnishing. Oops. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We don't want to do that again. I really should get that out of here. They all are in the same size container. Okay. Classic Crackle Varnish Component 2. Going on. We'll set this aside and go back to the playing. Okay. All right, we'll set that aside to dry. You like that honey too? I do too. Love you right back. We'll set this one down to dry. Okay, now we're gonna go back to this one because it is dry from last night. So I'm gonna try rich copper all over this. I don't know why when I was doing it yesterday, it was just screaming rich copper at me. So it might be a big mistake, but hey, you know, I make them every day. All right, rich copper, here we go. And this has dried overnight, and it is much easier to work with. So, like I was saying earlier, or, you know, like 2 minutes ago, that it felt a little not so easily movable on that last one. I think that's because we had just done it. So, you know, give it more drying time, and it's a lot easier to work with. So far, I like this. I'm a little scared about doing it on a face. I was just glad that his eyes didn't line up right on the record hole. Like, that might have been bad. That might have looked bad. So in between getting ready for this, I am working on another, I'm actually almost done with my little school desk to go out in my little, I'm calling it my outdoor dollhouse. Some people call it a she shed, but I don't know. I just don't feel like it's a she shed. But anyway, my little outdoor dollhouse out in my yard. So I've got my little tea cart out there, and I just put my second coat of Tough Coat sealer on my little desk. So I think that's all I'm going to do to the top of it, and the rest of it I'm going to leave. It's just vintage and rusty, and I think it'll be, let it dry for at least a few days, and I'll probably start stacking crap on it, start decorating out there maybe. We'll see. I'm getting excited. You know, my dad delivered it last September. It's taken me this long to make time to do anything with it. Pretty pathetic. And I've got a shopping cart full of stuff that I've picked up in here in my studio to take out with me. And some of it was in the other room. I've picked up stuff from one of my stashes out in the carport too, so got all kinds of stuff to go out there. I'm probably gonna have to put half of it back because it's not that big. Oh, another way you could go. Well, I guess you could just leave his face like flush and put like a blue wax in his eyes and a brown, like Bronze Age for the hair, and maybe, you know, do it like that if you wanted to. If you wanted to get like, you know, more accurate colors for each of the things. I actually did this on the Decoupage Queen page. Gosh, a year or two ago, and used our chalks and colored him in that way. I guess it could be brown eyes too. Whatever color you think the eyes should be. And I added the stencil for God So Loved the World, and added the snip art crosses that we have. I thought it turned out really, really pretty. I actually was wanting to do this paper again in the bigger size. I think we have like the A2. I can't remember what I was going to do it on. Obviously, I'm scared of doing his eyes, so I'm working all the way around it. Kind of like when you have a person's face on the piece of cake. You don't want to eat that part. I know, I'm kind of weird. You don't think you've seen the dollhouse since shortly after you got it delivered? No, I'm sure you have not. because I've been embarrassed that I haven't got out there to do anything with it. I put one piece of furniture, well, I mean, there's been like, you know, fake flowers around the outside, and that's really been about it. And yeah, maybe a couple things sitting inside, but nothing like really intentional and cool. And then, yeah, been pretty pathetic. I got big ideas, just not enough time to follow through. But I've got to run to Quincy tomorrow and get prescriptions, and might drop into Sally's and see if they got, or Salvation Army, and see if they got anything I can't live without. And I don't need a dang thing, but I did think of some things that I might be on the lookout for if they popped out. I can't remember what they were now, but I think I wrote a list. Okay, that's what we got. Okay, hopefully you can see the crackles. Oh yeah, there you can see them. That was rich copper. It's hard to get the right glare or no glare. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see what we got next here. Okay. We just put, oh yeah, I can see the crackles on here. So let me finish this drying. What color do you want to see on this? Do we want colorful again? Or what? Because it's about ready to go down. Jeez, it's only been 37 minutes. We could be done with this one. Or I can put the two components on that one, and we'd have one more to play with. I got a record down there drying. It needs a second coat on it. Last week's video was 2 hours and 20 minutes, so I don't mind going a little longer. I don't feel like I need to go 2 hours and 20 minutes again, though. That was a little long, so I tried to have things more done today. I want you to be able to see everything, but yeah, I've seen it once. You don't need to see me do it 10 million times. Right. Okay, nobody's saying anything about anything. So I'm going to put this down here to cool. I'm going to go ahead and put component 1 on that white background here, because that one will be fun to have it all show up again real easily. So component 1, again, super duper thick. Like I said, it's almost like trying to spread Elmer's glue. I don't enjoy spreading this on. And I guess I know I'm the queen of inconsistency. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't. But I know if there's one place I'm gonna be thin on something, it's usually around the outsides. So if I can get started around the outsides, then that's usually, then I've got them taken care of. Of course, I do also try to look it over in the light before I quit, but Oh. Okay. All right. Set that one down. Let's dry that one a little bit. That's just got component 1 on it. It needs component 2 yet. Again, with a record, if you've ever done a record, you know you don't want your heat gun too close to it because you can warp it. I warped the crap out of my record last week on video because I kept trying to read comments and do the project. So, yeah. Be careful. Keep it moving. Okay, back in front of the fan. Okay. So, this one should be ready, right? Yeah. Okay. Nobody has said anything, so let's go crazy. Let's get nuts. I'm thinking day drinking. Just kidding. Let's use acid, coral. Trying to find, maybe, let's see. I don't know if they're all in the same family or not. We may get them out and may think, heck no, but I might get moss green out just in case those greens don't. Okay, and maybe the honey too, since we've got it out. And it's still open and kind of coming out of the tube anyway. Okay, so let's go crazy with some color. Of course, that landed on the two that are trying to dry. All right, we're gonna do some honey here. Don't know where. So we're gonna start here. And this one was more freshly done, so it's gonna grab and stick more than it would if it were dry. I don't know that I really want a wet wipe. Yeah, maybe I do. Okay. Okay, I don't know. This may be too much. This is, okay, that was honey. This is Indian pink. Ugh, it kind of looks red. No. I was hoping I could just get it off completely, but... Ooh, we got most of it off. Okay. Yeah, that did not look pretty on here. Okay. No to that. So, let's go with some of this blue lagoon here. Didn't really hide that underneath there, but probably nobody else but us will notice. At least that's what I'm telling myself. I just added a second coat to kind of hide that a little more. Oops, somehow I had some yellow on there. Well, thought yellow and blue might make some green here. Okay, what else we got here? Oh yeah, I wanted to try some coral in there and some greens. I don't know that I love that on there. Okay, we won't add too much of that. Yeah, that actually looks kind of reddish on there too. Okay. Let's try the acid. No, that does not sound right. That looks pretty. And I love that with that blue. Is that Blue Lagoon? I guess I'm finishing up with the green. Filling in anywhere that needs it. I kind of think maybe I would have left more of the blue showing of these flowers because they were so pretty. There, if I can get some of that wax off to reveal how pretty they were. Yeah. And you guys are quiet. Maybe you're working along with me. such a tiny little fine line. Just kind of smearing, blending some together here. And let's try to go over that coral a little bit and make it a little prettier if possible. Kind of sherbety looking. I like it. Like I said, this would be easier, more workable if it had more time to dry. But I am using the wetness of the cleaning wipe here. I'm working with that too. Okay, I think I'm gonna quit there. Like I said, I wish I'd left more of the blue of the flower stone, but oh, and I also did, I forgot to say, oh, there it shows, it looks pretty blue there. This is amazing what wax can do. I agree. I distressed this transfer before I sealed it too, so I don't know if you guys can tell. It looks a little more, obviously, distressed than normal, so I don't know if you can tell by looking at this one. I mean, they're from the same set. I mean, that one's more perfect, obviously, and this is, you know, distressed. But yeah. What do we got? What's next? What's next? I think everything else needs to dry and have a second coat, or have the part 2. So let me see. That's about done. It's a little milky right there. Let's see if the other one's closer. And be thinking if you got any requests, because these are the last 2. And what do we want to do next week? I guess I'm thinking about doing the crackle paste next week. Which is big, oops, I dropped something on there. Which is big crackle. Courtney, can you see if my saw is in here with that cracking paste on it? So I could show them that, see if they're interested in that. I feel like it's across the room, but is it over on that counter? It's not hanging on the wall. Maybe it's in the overflow room. Or maybe it's right behind me. Who knows? I'm sure I'll find it as soon as I get off of here. I know that's not helpful, but... Okay, let's see how that record looks. Ugh, not quite dry either. Okay, we're at almost an hour. I'm ready to keep finishing up these last two, but I guess nobody's making you guys stay, so if I want to stay, I can stay. And don't hold your heat gun too close to anything, because it will bubble. I have made some ugly spots on stuff before by holding it in one spot too long. I also distressed this transfer too before I sealed it. So this one I did very little too. I just painted it, put the transfer on, used my polishing pad, distressed it, and sealed it. And then step 1 of the component, and it still needs step 2. I got it on pretty thick. I was trying to make some bigger crackles. I'm just not able to get big cracks. And dang it, I'm not able to get this one to dry. Alright, we're going to go on anyway. That's definitely not dry, but we're going to pretend it is, so. Okay, so we're going to put step 2, Classic Crackle Varnish, going on now. And if you got any color combos you want to see on here, shout them out. Or type them in the comments. Kind of drying on me before I get across there. Okay, I'm gonna quit. And let's see if we can dry it. Ooh, I see it crackling already. I think we got some bigger crackles this time. Yeah. Some bigger, some smaller. Yeah, this second step definitely dries a lot quicker than the fine line crackle. Second step does. Oh yeah, that's good. All right, let's let it cool off. Let's see how this is. We'll dry it a little and put it second step on. And then we'll be good to go. Yeah, we're just gonna go with it. Yeah, we don't want it hot when, yeah, that's good. We don't want it hot when we put the stuff on. Any of the steps. Okay, I'm pretty sure that is lint from my fan again. Okay. I think I got it all covered. I'm not even going to touch it again. Okay. I don't see any colors requested, so I'm going to start picking. Actually, I'm going to start putting lids on because I see this honey was ejecting itself. But I think I would like some aged brass, probably some peacock. I might put this on the smaller one. Rich copper. You guys know my favorite ones, right? Maybe Bronze Age, but I think those are really too close together. There's sea glass. I'm gonna go with peacock though. We'll see what they look like. And I may not be able to find my peacock. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. Okay, let's see how the record is. And we'll put this one down there to dry. Okay. I think she's good. Okay, well, I guess no requests. I mean, all I did was decoupage this one. I didn't even put any transfers or anything on it. I could still put a transfer on top of here if I wanted to. Any other color combos? I can't think of anything I want to do to it. I got these out. I was just going to put them on the little one, but we could do some more blues. Well, that one we didn't. Well, that one looks so yellow. We can do something more colorful like that, but with more blues and stuff in it maybe. Let's play with this Blue Lagoon and sea glass. Me too, Sharita. I kind of quit saying that because I figure people think I'm nuts. But yes, these waxes do smell amazing. They smell so good. Oh, and they told us when I was at the retreat, I can't remember if it's frankincense or myrrh is what they smell like. I'll never get it right. I'll never remember which one it is, but... And I wrote it down in my notebook, but do you think I remember where that is? No. But yes, the waxes smell amazing. Okay, so that was Blue Lagoon. It's myrrh? Okay. I'm glad you knew. Oh, Carlos says bronzes and browns. Well, we'll throw in some bronzes here with it. So this is Bronze Age. Yeah, that accentuates very well. Obviously, the darker the color, it's going to really accentuate a lot more, a lot better. And like I said before, the lighter the background, the more you're going to be able to see it too. Ooh, look at that. This is really the only brown wax I have, I think, that I can think of anyway. Doesn't look like I got much. Oh, there's a little bit of crack. Must have been thin right there. They are tiny crackles there. You sell essential oils. Okay. Yeah. I know it took me it took me a few times to realize what it was. When I was using the waxes, I'd be like, where is that smell coming from? We'll throw in some aged brass. Let's see, I was going to do the other blue too. Let's throw in some sea glass. That does not look like sea glass. I put on the wrong lid. That's clearly acid on there. Okay. Okay, here's some sea glass. So that's a little darker than Blue Lagoon. A little more green. Okay, what else? Let's throw on some, this probably won't show up very good at all. This is vintage gold. But let's try a little bit. A little, nothing major, which I don't think I have major cracks over here either. Yeah, there's some cracks. I think we're gonna go for some rich copper. Well, these are essentially basically starting to look like the colors I was gonna go with on the other piece. Ooh, yeah, I like that. Okay, I think we got room for at least one more color in there. Oh, let's throw in the aged brass. It's right here. Actually, we're gonna need two colors or use one that we already used. Okay, I need to use something in the middle. Oh, since I have some of this out on the table, because it squirted out on its own. Oh, we kind of got a cool background. We could do something else on other than. Bad thing is, wax is usually last, so you'd really need to let this cure before you could do something on top of it. Okay. I think that's probably it. Little fine line crackles. Or not fine line, sorry, classic. There you can see them. Little bitty crocodile cracks. Crocodile, alligator, I don't know the difference. Whatever. So that's the record. And then I guess we just have one left. This has step 2 on it, right? Yes, because we have cracks. So, do you guys like fine line or classic better? Okay. All right. I'm just gonna use peacock and aged brass, rich copper maybe bronze age, but maybe not. Classic, really? Good to know. Oops, that is not the right lid. Oh well, I'll figure this out later then. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go with some, I lied, I'm gonna use bronze age. Try to disguise that on the corner, on the side here. That is way more than I should have had on there, probably. Ooh, but that looks good. I just love how well that shows up. And I might try to avoid that flower some. Let's see how well that works out for me. Okay. All right, let's put some Classic Crackle over there too. Might be showing where I dropped something on it. That's why it says not to touch it when it's wet, because it's gonna show things. So yeah, which we could come back and, you know, put some paint around the edges or add a flower or something if we wanted to. Yeah, that's still not quite hiding it. Okay, what else we can do with that? Let's put a little bit of peacock. I use some rich copper. Okay. Maybe do some aged brass. Whoa. Not that much. Okay, maybe not turn out quite the way I was expecting, but I guess I didn't really have an expectation here. So I think this is where I dragged my cord across it on the top. So when it was wet. So I do not have crackle there. Well, now that just looks bad having that up there. Well, I don't think this paint would match though. No, probably not. Just gonna put some paint around the edges so that wasn't quite so hideous, or didn't stand out so much. What was that? That was peacock, though, wasn't it? Okay, now that's not quite as glaringly out of place, at least. Okay, I still don't like that up at the top where my cord drug across it. And we don't have crackle, but Oh well, I'm gonna quit there. If I had more, I could add. I don't know that these would really stick to the wax. They shouldn't, so. Let's see if they will. Technically, they should not. Since it is a wax, but that's driving me nuts. It might, we'll see. Not the best. But if I had let that sit and cure, we could have put it on easier. But of course, I have no patience. And I don't care if it all comes off. Or, yeah, if it all stays on there. But I will leave the rest of this now. And burnish it later. And then it will need sealed again. But there, we disguised it anyway. All right, so that is our crackle on there. And there's where it did not crackle so much at the top, where I knocked my fan cord through it. And then this one we did so long ago today, feels like. When we first started playing with those colors. And another colorful one. I don't feel like I'm picking up the crackle very well. There it is. And this more vintage, which we got a few different ones on there before we decided to get with the program. I might want to, I don't know if I could do that or not. Just have the words crackled on something. I like that. Let's see, that was 4 items. Okay. There's that record. Could easily do camouflage too, if that's something you're into with the right colors. Green, brown, orange, black. There, you can see the crackle. And is this the last one? There, I think you can see it. This gives it an aged, crackly look. I feel like there was one more, but maybe that was it. Oh, wait, what's that? Oh, we didn't do that one. We're gonna quit though. Yeah, I guess I got one left that I did not do, but isn't that one pretty? We're gonna quit. It's been an hour and a half, and I said I wasn't gonna go that long today, so. And in comparison, I'll just show you one from last week. That is what the fine line crackles look like in comparison. And we have, you know, random crackle, micro crackle. They all work the same way as this classic crackle, I think. I should not say that, but they give a little bit different look to them, but they work pretty much the same. The fine line, which is this one, is the only one that has to have that solvent-based sealer. Like I said, these don't even have to have a sealer. Now, I will seal them if I'm putting them on furniture, but I've never used this one on furniture. I've always used the fine line, so. All right, thanks for hanging out. And, whoops. All right, I'm just gonna leave it alone. I'll see you again next Tuesday, and I think we're gonna do, I think we'll do crackle paste, which is really thick, deep, crusty cracks. So it's nothing like these. It's really textured. So if I had thought about it, I would have found my saw, because I know it's in here. But anyway, I will see you next week, if not before. I've got lots of videos that I need to upload and put on YouTube. There we go. But anyway, that's it for for this week's tutorial. So I'll see you guys again later. Bye.